Hello, good evening. If you celebrate Cinco de Mayo, happy Cinco de Mayo. And for those of you that have birthdays today, happy birthday. Welcome to Bedtime Stretches. Today we will be using a yoga mat, a hard-backed chair, and a foam roller. Go get your props and let's get started sitting in the chair. Let's start by sitting nice and tall at the edge of the chair. And as we often do, let's start by hinging forward, flaring that chest, and then rolling up through the spine. Inhale, flaring through. Exhale, rounding up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. And let's swim some arms back. Feeling that spiral through the sternum. A stretch in the pecs potentially. A little bit of twist into the spine and hold on to the back of the chair. Cross the arm over the legs and find a twist. Stay here for one more big breath. And switch sides. Arm goes up and over onto the back of the chair, holding your opposite knee and looking over that back shoulder. One more big breath here. And on your next exhale, come back to center. Rolling the shoulders back now. Good. You can either hold on to the bottom of the chair or keep your hands on your thighs. Then let's go into a couple of head circles. 3 to 5 in each direction. Taking note how the neck is feeling tonight. And when you're done, go in the opposite direction. Good. And if you want, let's give the necks a little massage. So taking the hands and just with little gentle circles going from the base of the skull down the neck. And then bringing that touch kind of to the very base of the neck on either side and scrape those traps forward. Good job. Nice. Let's move into the feet now. Massaging the bottom of the foot. And then flossing the fingers in between the toes. Feeling the metatarsals nice and wide, pointing and flexing those toes, circling them in one direction and the other. Giving the toes a little scissor, so stretch them one way and the other, kind of getting into the webbing of the toes. And then giving each toe a little bit of tractioning, pulling them out one by one, nice and gentle. Good. Place that foot down and let's move to the other side. Starting with working into the bottom of the foot with the thumbs. And when you're ready, bring those fingers in between the toes. Holding on there for just a minute, feeling kind of like a nice big flat duck foot, those metatarsals expanding, giving a little circle in one direction and the other, little point and flex, just working into those joints, feeling them expand. Good. Scissoring each toe. And then pulling each toe for a little bit of tractioning. Good. Let's come around to the back of our chair and do a little calf stretch. Feeling the back heel lengthen long and into the ground, feeling the head lengthen on that long diagonal. Breathing deeply. Feeling that calf release and slowly open up. I don't know about you, but my calves are sore today, and this is a little intense. We'll be here for just a moment longer. And on your exhale, peel that foot off of the floor and switch sides. And again, on this side, feeling the back heel root down, the top of the head go on a nice high diagonal. While you are here, you can take a moment to check in with your jaw. Is it nice and relaxed? Check in with the shoulders, making sure that they are dropped down. Take some nice deep inhales and exhales. Using this moment to start relaxing into your night. We'll be here for just a moment longer. See if we can relax the front of the ankle on the foot that is behind us. Can we relax the bottom of the foot as well? Sometimes if the calf is going into a big stretch, sometimes the foot might tense up. But can we release that and just let the calf slowly expand? Take a big inhale in, and on the exhale, peel that foot off. Maybe give that a little shake out. Good. Let's come to our mats. Now put the chairs to the side and let's roll out our upper backs. Let me adjust this real quick. All right. So for the upper back, I have my hands behind my head. I round through my upper spine and I'm going from right under my shoulder blades to right to the base of my neck. So I'm not really going into my lower back. I'm just working kind of all of the muscles in between the shoulder blades, which is why we round that area of the back. We're trying to puff up those muscles so we can get the roller into them nicely. And when you're ready, bringing that roller kind of under the shoulder blades, you can adjust it ever so slightly to get into a comfortable position. Just bring the hands behind the head and then let the chest spill open over that roller. You might even get a nice stretch through the pecs here as well. And exhale, coming on forward again. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, close it off again. And then just roll it out. Sometimes that arching can be a little intense. Good. Let's come into the hips now. So keeping the roller as is on the mat, bringing the hips onto the roller. Coming back so that the lower back and hips are supported. One leg comes up, the other knee comes to the chest. And keeping this leg nice and lengthened, we reach the hamstring, calf, and heel down to the floor as much as we can. If the heel is touching the floor and you don't feel a stretch in the front of your hip, bring that knee closer to you. And you can kind of play and finagle there until you find the right area of openness and stretch. And we'll be here for a moment. Gravity is going to do its job and slowly bring that back of the leg towards the floor. Which means that while you're here, this is a great opportunity to close your eyes. Feel the hips start opening. Feel the jaw relax. See if you can relax the jaw, relax those shoulders. Take a big inhale in. And on the exhale, bend that bottom leg, bring it up to the chest. Extend the other leg long and reach the back of the hamstring, calf, and heel down to the floor. And again, if that heel is touching the floor and you're not feeling any stretch, bring that knee closer to you. Take a couple of breaths just to kind of get into the right position. And then once you've found it, Close the eyes. Trust that gravity will do its job. Connect to your breath. Take note of different points in your body and seeing if they can relax. Check in with the jaw, the shoulders, maybe even the abdominals. Are you squeezing any muscles in your torso that don't need to be squeezed right now? And on your next exhale, bend that knee. Bring it into the chest. Remove that foam roller. Bring it to the side because we'll be using it again in a moment. And lay nice and long on your back. Good. While we're here, bring one foot up to the mat, cross the other leg up and over in a figure 4 position, holding on to the bottom hamstring and opening up that knee. Opening up the gluten rotator. Sorry, I just got transfixed. It's a little intense today. But while we're here, making sure that that top foot is flexed. I like to use my elbow against my thigh as like a little lever, and that helps my knee go out to the side, which intensifies the stretch ever so slightly. And again, what's happening in that jaw? What's happening in those shoulders? Is there anywhere else in the body that you can relax a little bit more? Take a big inhale in. And on the exhale, lower that foot down and let's switch sides. Grabbing onto the other hamstring, stretching out the gluten rotator on the opposite side, making sure that top foot is flexed. You can always try using that elbow to press into the thigh to open up that knee a little bit further to the side. Breathing deeply. Seeing if we can have the breath be nice and calm, even if the stretch is a little deep and intense. This is another great opportunity to close your eyes, sink into your body, turn the focus inwards on the breath. On points of tension that you're able to release. And if you're not able to release it, that's okay. Just acknowledge it and move on. Be here for just a moment longer. And on your next exhale, lower those feet down. Bring those feet as wide as the mat, and then just swish those shins side to side like windshield wipers. Good. All right. Let's come to the fronts No, let's do the hamstrings right now. We got this, we got this. Lifting one leg up. We're going to do a passive stretch first. So we have about 1 minute here to just wake up that hamstring. So you can play with bending and straightening that knee. You can play with pointing and flexing those toes, seeing if those actions give you information about the leg and where it's tight or nice and flexible. You can play with little circles. You can try crossing it over the midline of the body, which will give you a nice stretch up this back and to the side of the hamstring. You can play with bringing that knee towards the shoulder. But here, just a moment to do some passive hamstring stretches, just to kind of lengthen that muscle, wake it up. Take a big inhale in, and on the exhale, bend the knee, lengthen that leg, switch sides. Same thing on this side. Doing what you need to do, playing with what you need to play with, bending or stretching that knee. Maybe you find some circles, crossing the midline, bringing that shin or the knee to the shoulder, whatever you need here. It can be completely different than what I'm doing. That is A-okay. This is just, preparing the hamstring, sorry, for the next stretch that is a little bit more in-depth and active. Good, let that leg come down. Going back to the first side, we're going to do our 3 series of resisting and releasing. Here we go. Our leg is nice and lengthened. You can work with a pointed foot or a flexed foot, whatever feels best. Take an inhale in, and on the exhale, you resist for 1, 2, 3. Inhale, and on the exhale, you release and bring that leg a little closer to you. Inhale, and on the exhale, you resist for 1, 2, 3. Inhale, and on the exhale, you release and bring that leg a little closer to you. One more time. Inhale, and on the exhale, you resist for 1, 2, 3. Inhale, and on the exhale, you release. You bring that leg a little bit closer to you, holding it here at this maximum. Check in with your jaw. Check in with your shoulders. If they're tensing and they don't want to release, that is also okay. Inhale in, let that leg come down, and shake it out. Other side. Bringing that leg up, flexing that foot if you wish. Inhale in, and on the exhale, you resist for 1, 2, 3. Inhale, and on the exhale, you release and you bring that leg a little closer to you. Inhale, and on the exhale, you resist for 1, 2, 3. Inhale, and on the exhale, you release and you bring that leg a little bit closer. Last time, inhale. And on the exhale, you resist for 1, 2, 3. Inhale. And on the exhale, you release. You bring that leg a little bit closer to you. And let's hold it here at the maximum for just a moment. Take one more big inhale in. Exhale. And on your next exhale, let that release down to the ground. Give those legs a shake. Whew. Good job. Excellent. Let's come up and go into some hip stretches. Coming to a kneeling position, finding a nice big tuck in the tail and inching forward. And you can stay here. If you want a little bit more, you can bring that arm up and over. Breathing deeply here. Feeling that hip open up. And then frame that front foot with two hands. Tuck the back toe, reach that back leg nice and long into a nice big lunge pose. Placing that knee down, bending that back foot or bending the back knee so the foot comes up, holding on to the tops of the toes, getting into the belly of that thigh, that quadricep at the front of the leg. And we'll be here for a moment. So take this opportunity to recenter yourself, get into the breath, check in with the shoulders, the jaw, any other pesky little joints that might be holding any unnecessary tension. And release that foot, and let's switch sides. Coming to kneel, tucking that hip, coming forward just a couple of inches. We'll be here for just a moment before we add on all the extra stretches. Bringing that arm up and over to get a little bit more into the psoas. I'm going to remind myself that my shoulders are down right now. Felt them all the way up. A couple more breaths here. And again, check in with those shoulders. And framing that front foot with two hands, tuck the back toe, reach that leg long, and we'll come into this runner's stretch for a moment. Place that knee down, holding on to the top of that foot, coming back into the stretch, getting right in to the middle of that quad. Holy smokes. Woo! Drop those shoulders. Give the jaw a wiggle. Take a very dramatic inhale in and make a very purposeful exhale. Feeling that quad open up. And on your next exhale, let that go. Bringing the legs nice and wide, either sitting up tall or coming onto the hands or the elbows. And I know I say this every week, or if you're feeling super flexible today, you even try getting your chin to touch the floor, which is always so wild to see people actually doing that. I have seen it before. It is humanly possible. And as we're here, stretching out those inner thighs, check in with the shoulders. Oh, check in with the jaw, maybe even yawn. That's one way to stretch it out and loosen it a little bit. Take a big inhale in, and on your exhale, let's see if we can go just a fraction deeper. And on the exhale, just a little bit more deeper. And then walk the hands back up. Shake those legs back. Take a second. Good. Holy smokes, glass is flying. All right. Let's go into a little bit of twisting. I think we did twisting last week. Or if we did, it was very brief. Knee up. Bring it over. You know the drill. 3 circles with our top arm in one direction, and then 3 circles in the other direction. Taking moments to pause where you find a nice little stretch. So I always notice that when I'm on this back diagonal, my pec opens up and it feels really good through the front of my sternum area. Sometimes my spine needs a moment longer in the spiral. And when you've done 3 circles in one direction, do 3 circles in the other. And as I sit here and talk to you, use this as an opportunity to connect to the breath. And when you're done that side, roll on over and go into the opposite side. Palms match, 3 circles in one direction. And 3 circles in the opposite direction. Taking moments to find the stretchy, feel-good places. Being mindful and purposeful with your breathing. Good stuff. And let's come back to the back when you're done. Bringing the knees into the chest, rock side to side for a moment, feeling that lower back on the floor. Going into our happy baby pose, which is heels face the ceiling. You can hold either onto the feet the ankles or the calves, and rock side to side a little bit. This is really nice for the inner thighs as well as the lower back. And bring those knees back into the chest. Touch it on down, and let's get ready for our little end of class relaxation exercise. Now that we've all had, oh hi, a bunch of good stretches, are you here to relax with us? If you have a chair, bring the chair to the edge of your mat, lay down and place your calves on the seat of the chair. And if you have a full length foam roller, you can lay that on your mat vertically, and you can lay the whole spine along the roller. The feet are as wide as the mat. The knees are knocked together. The forearms come together, and you open up the fronts of those shoulders, and you close your eyes. If your calves are on your chair, take a moment to find space in your lower back by pressing your palms into the tops of your thighs. And for those of you using the chair, you can also hold under your head and give the head a little bit of tractioning on the floor. Those of you that are on your roller, just stay and feel those pecs start to spill open, the fronts of the shoulders that get so tight for us. And hopefully we all have closed eyes. Take a couple deep breaths here. Let's take a nice long scan of the body today, starting with the toes and the feet. Move that mind's eye through your ankles, up your shins and calves, through the knees, going through that femur bone that's surrounded by the quadricep muscles and the hamstrings. Going into the hips, feeling our hips nice and heavy on whatever surface we are laying on. Traveling up the spine, taking note of the sacrum and the upper back that are on the floor or roller. Feeling the belly rise and fall with each inhale and exhale. Feeling the ribs expand wide with each inhale and exhale. Feeling the upper back supported by the floor or foam roller. And the sternum wide and receiving. Notice how the shoulders spill away. The throat and the neck are soft. You feel the jaw release. The tongue is heavy in the mouth. Feeling the eyes go down to the back of the skull. Take a big inhale in here. And on the exhale, sink deeper into your mind's eye. Keep breathing here for as long as you need. Enjoying these moments of release. Thank you very much and have a good night.